Right at this moment, the thumbnails for this video are turning out terrible. Hey guys, what's up? So today I will be doing my August wrap up, and I was planning to call these videos book reviews, but I was watching other YouTubers and I thought wrap up sounded cooler than book reviews, so from now on I will be doing monthly wrap ups, not monthly book reviews. So this is my August wrap up. So, a small disclaimer, which I will always do in videos where I'm doing reviews. Please do not get offended. These are just my opinions. If you feel like you will get offended, please don't watch this because I don't want any hate and I don't want anyone getting mad. If you enjoy the book and I didn't, or vice versa, just we have different opinions, move on. So let's get started with my August wrap up. The first book I read the month of August was All the Summer Girls by Meg Donahue. I assume that's how you pronounce it. I don't know. But my opinions on this book are not the best. I saw on Goodreads a lot of people called it boring, basic, all kinds of things, and you probably think that's what I'm about to say if you've ever read this book or read reviews or heard of it, but that's not what bothered me so much about the book. Yeah, it wasn't a 5-star book, but sometimes simple plots can be nice, and I really didn't mind the plot. I mean, yes, I just admitted it was simple, but it didn't bother me a ton. What bothered me is somewhere in there, it talked about women drinking while they were pregnant. Okay, like, this book acted like that was completely fine, that they were drinking while they were pregnant. I think this is really bad to encourage and act like it's fine, it's not a big deal, because that is a big deal. Don't do that. I thought that was really low on the book. I probably would have rated it 4 stars if it wasn't for that, but because of that I rated this book 3 stars, and I thought about rating it 2, but I was nice and rated it 3 because it was only briefly mentioned about the drinking, but it was really wrong. If they were discouraging it, that would be great. I wouldn't be mad that they mentioned it. I was mad that they acted like it was not a big deal. That was what angered me. I was not a fan of this book at all. Like I said, the plot didn't bother me too much. Yeah, it wasn't extremely exciting, but like I said, sometimes I don't mind that. It's kind of nice to have a nice simple plot at times, so I didn't mind that as much. It was the drinking part of it that really bothered me, and so yeah, this was definitely not one of my top favorite books. The next book I read was Lord of the Rings, Book 1 of Ring of the Fellowships. Yeah, that's what it's called, the Ring of the Fellowships. And I'm not going to go too much into it since I haven't finished the whole series. I feel like it's not really fair to judge it a ton, which I normally don't worry about that, but Lord of the Rings, like, I don't know. I just want to read the whole thing before I go into my opinions on it. I thought it was good, but like I said, I have to read the whole thing to really give my opinion on it. So once I finish the whole Lord of the Rings series, which probably won't be anytime soon because I don't really feel like taking a book this big to school, and all my books I'm reading right now I have to take to school with me since school started. So yeah, that probably won't be anytime soon. Next book I read this month was Splintered by A.J. Howard, and I actually did this for a 24-hour readathon this month that I did myself. If you guys would like to go watch that, it's still on my channel, so go check that out if you haven't already seen it. I very much enjoyed this book. It was really interesting. I just loved it. I loved the characters. I normally am not a fan of love triangles. I don't think anyone's a fan of love triangles completely because it is so common in books and it's not really anything shocking, but I did really fall in love with the characters and their little love triangle and wanting certain ones to get together, and changed my mind, not really knowing who I want together, and it was just a mess, but I was really confused on who I wanted together, and it was just a mess, but I still loved it. I'm still confused who I want together, but again, I still loved this book. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars, and I definitely plan to read the rest of the series and in the near future. The next book I read, I listened to an audiobook, was Love and Geldato. I still don't know if I'm saying that right. If you guys saw my vlog, which I posted with this was my very first audiobook to read, so I made a vlog about it. So if you haven't seen that, go check that out. Also on my channel. But I butchered the name of this every single time I tried to say it in the vlog, and I'm pretty sure I just butchered it again, even though they say it throughout the story and I listened to it, so I heard it a bunch of times. I still have a hard time saying it. And anyways, I rated this 4 out of 5 stars, and the reason I didn't give it the 5th star was I was honestly more interested in the mom's love story and her life than the daughter's, and I feel like that's a problem considering the daughter was the main character and I wasn't all that interested in her life as much, I guess, love life, until the ends of the story. And throughout the story all I really cared about was what was going on with the mom. So yeah, that's why I am giving this 4 out of 5 stars. I still really enjoyed it though. It was really cool getting to hear about her traveling and things and going into another country I've never been to. So I feel like the author did do a good job of describing that experience, and I really enjoyed that. But yeah, the part about the liking the moms more made me give it 4 out of 5 stars. Love and Galdato, I don't know, I'm trying, is by Jenna Evans Welch, in case you didn't know. Yep, I forgot to say that. I'm also not sure if I said this was by A.J. Howard Splintered. I'm pretty sure I did. And I know, now that I think about it, I didn't say who Lord of the Rings was by, but I don't feel the need to say who Lord of the Rings was by. I will really quick, because now I feel bad that I didn't, but I gotta go look just to make sure that I'm saying the right thing. Lord of the Rings is by J.R.R. Tolkien? I don't know. It's pretty sad. I don't know how to pronounce the name of the person who wrote Lord of the Rings. It's also kind of sad I'm just now reading Lord of the Rings. By the way, I've never read Lord of the Rings before this. I fail at life because I have so many books I should have read and haven't. So, and another thing I realized I forgot was to tell you I read 5 books this month, but I'm sure you guys can figure that out on your own after I was done. But I normally want to let you guys know how much I read this month. I only read 5 books, and I will explain why I only read 5 books in a minute. But now I'm going to talk about the last book I read, the 5th book, Butterfly by Catherine Harvey. If any of you have ever heard of this book, which is not extremely popular, but it's not like the least popular book in the world considering it was written like 20 years ago or something. Not extremely unpopular, but it's not extremely popular either. This book is kind of disturbing, so I'm not going to say I recommend it to you guys, because I don't think it is really okay for me to recommend this book. There's a lot of bad things going on in here. It's definitely, I wouldn't, even though I'm under 18, I wouldn't read it if you're under 18. I didn't realize how bad this book was going to be, and I'm not going to go into detail about all the things that was wrong. Basically, it's just a lot of women getting mistreated, but if you want to read it, go ahead. I will say it was a really good book. I really enjoyed it. It was like nothing I ever read before. I ended up rating it 5 out of 5 stars because, like I said, it was nothing, I'd never read anything like it before. Like I said, it was really disturbing, so I'm not going to recommend it. But if you do choose to read it on your own free will, it's just really unique, and it's going to be an experience that you've never experienced reading a book like this, because it's just crazy. It does have some, I don't want to say good lessons, but good things to think about. And yeah, I mean, be really emotionally ready to go through a lot of trauma things that happen, because basically anything bad that could ever happen to somebody happens in this book, and it could be triggering to certain things. So if you're going through a hard time in your life, maybe not the best book to pick up, but it was still really good. And like I said, I just feel like I keep repeating myself, but I mean, I just never read anything like it, and the author had made a very unique book here. It is a trilogy. I don't really plan to read the rest of it anytime soon, because like I said, it was such a traumatic book. I don't think I would be ready to read any more of it anytime soon, but yeah, I will probably eventually read the rest of the trilogy in the future. And so yeah, I'm going to apologize for a few things. First off, I'm sorry I didn't get that much reading in, honestly. I was doing really good before school started. I read my majority before school started, and once school started I got all this homework, and yeah, once school started, the only thing I have completed since school started is Butterfly, and also my audiobook, but that doesn't really count as much because I was just listening to that at home randomly. So I guess I technically finished 2 books, but I kind of forgot about the audiobook, but it's fine. Anyways, so I also apologize that this video is kind of all over the place. Like, I forgot to say authors' names, and yeah, so I apologize if I forgot to say certain things. If you have a question about a book ever, just comment it down below. If I forgot to say like who it's by, whatever, if you want to know where I got it, or anything, if I forgot to say the rating of a book and you want to know what I rated it, just comment it down below and I'll answer. So most YouTubers do like where they, well, booktubers do where they like do a TBR for, like, I would do TBR for September right after I do my August one, but I never know what I'm going to read, so I'm just going to let you guys know in my August wrap up what I am reading currently, so you guys know some of the books to expect for my September wrap up, but I'm not going to do a whole TBR thing because it'll end up just getting changed to be pointless. So anyways, one of the books I'm reading, actually listening to an audiobook, but like same thing, is Wonder, and I don't know how to pronounce the name by the author's name at all, so I'm just going to spell it really quick. Well, the first part of it is R-J, and then the last name is P-A-L-A-C. I don't feel like butchering names that much right now, so yeah, we're just going to spell it, and hopefully you can see that enough to know what I'm talking about, considering it's a pretty popular book. Most of you probably know what I'm talking about. Okay, and another book I'm currently reading right now, and I forgot to mention my audiobook. I'm like an hour and a half into it, and it's like 8 hours. But anyways, the other book I'm currently reading right now, which I am actually physically reading, is Flights of Angels, and I think the actual author is like Billy Graham, and like there's like a lot of people that helped write this book, but I think that's like the correct author. That's what Goodreads says. Anyway, and I am 67% through this, I think. So yeah, and I just want to say really quick, this video is like stressing me out. Like, I'm trying to finish this. It's taking me way longer than I thought it was going to, and like I'm hungry because I just got home from school and I just want to go eat some pizza, but I'm trying to finish this video for you guys, so I'm trying to stay strong. So that is what I have read during August, and you saw the start of what September for me is going to look like with my reading life, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And hopefully my September list will be a little bit longer than this, but all in all, 5 books for 1 month is not terrible, but hopefully September will be better. And I hope you guys have a good month of September in reading. I hope you guys get a lot of reading done in September, and I hope I do too. And I'll see you guys in my next video.